Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. In this video we're gonna go over my decision on building that 2012 WRX into the track car, and I'm gonna put the numbers in front of you and show you what it's gonna cost to make my decision better. I didn't want to jump into it without really calculating how much that's gonna cost me and what the car's gonna turn out to be. So I made a nice spreadsheet. We're gonna go through it. There's a spreadsheets in here on what parts I need to put in, how much it's gonna cost, how long it's gonna take me to build that car, and at the end what it's gonna come out to, what kind of horsepower we're looking at, and what's my expectations from that car. So if you're in process of building your Subaru and you're deciding on certain ways of what are you gonna do, how you're gonna go about it, maybe this video is for you and it can help you out. So let's dive right into it. So I bought this car from a person who blew his engines. It was sitting in my garage, and I have my bug eye finished, completed, tuned on E85, 350 wheel horsepower. Absolutely awesome car, love it. If you want a review on that car also, let me know. I can make another video. So I'm looking, and I've always been fan of this wide body 2012 WRXs, and I keep looking at the WRX, keep looking at the bug eye, and I was like, I'm trying to decide, should I just sell the bug eye, build out the WRX, or whatever. So I'm at the point that I need to make a decision, because I either need to sell one or another, and because the white one's just sitting in the garage doing nothing, money are just sitting in there. So I decided to make a spreadsheet, put all the numbers together, and make a decision right here, right then, and kind of go with it. So here's my goals for the car. My goals are here. 2012 Hatch WRX. I'm gonna build it to 600 wheel horsepower and 600 pounds of torque. That's my goal. So when I'm gonna spec the engine, the parts for the engine, internals, the goal is 600 wheel horsepower, and everything else that required to put together 600 wheel horsepower. In reality, for the track car, this car is going to be for driving on the track. It's not going to be a quarter mile. For quarter mile, the horsepower is unlimited because you're only going straight and you don't need to take no turns. And anyway, so in reality, 500 wheel horsepower and 500 pounds of torque at the wheels, that's more than enough. That's a good round numbers for the track car, and that's what I'm gonna tune the car to. I always want to have a little bit of buffer on the engine side, so I don't have the little bit of cushioning of the reliability of the car and engine life. But in reality, the car is going to be tuned to 500 wheel horsepower and 500 pounds of torque. It's going to be set up for flex fuel. It's going to run on E85 because I have gas stations with E85 available. But I also wanted to be able to take it, maybe on 93 somewhere. If let's say I'm driving to the track somewhere farther away, I can just put 93 in there, drive it out there, and then switch it to E85. It's gonna have semi-weight reduction. I would keep the dash, keep the two front seats, swap them for the bucket seats, something lighter. Keep the door panels for a noise cancellation. They don't weigh that much. And get rid of everything from the seats back. So I'm gonna get rid of back seats, all the back plastics, interior. That it's semi weight reduction. I'm gonna gain probably 300 the pounds on that weight reduction. Okay, so that's my goals, and let's look at the spreadsheets. So let's look at the spreadsheet for the pricing. So as you're looking at it right here, this column right here, this is going to be an items that I need to purchase for my car, for this car specifically, to make it run and make it be reliable. Brand of the parts that I'm going to put in, part number, the price, stages 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and the final 1, 2, 3, final. Those stages are not actually stages of the stages, that official stages of the builds. Is just my stages of the builds, because I figured I don't have all the money at once to build this car from beginning to the end. I don't have all that amount of money. I mean, it's gonna have to be probably one stage every month or two, but I broke it down so I don't have to put all at once. There's no need to put everything at once, because there's it takes time to build things, you know, so I don't need to buy parts and they're just sitting on the shelf waiting for, you know, engine to be done so I can put a, anyway. So those stages, and you put an X in the stage, and down we'll have a price right on the bottom, you know, how much each stage costs. So stage number 1 would be building engine. Since I'm building engine, I figured I'll do everything that I need for that engine, and that's going to be my first purchase of all the parts that requires for the engine and engine supports, like engine mounts and all the stuff. So let's look at it right here. Stage number 1, X's are, I'm gonna need to build a block. It's gonna be either a closed deck, or I'm gonna take EJ 255 or 257, it's the same block, and I'm gonna send it out to the shop and either getting it closed decked, or I'm gonna put sleeves in that. I'm gonna get forged mainly piston rings, bulletin rods, rod bearings, head studs, head gasket, aftermarket, OEM gaskets for rest of the block, water pump, oil pump, timing belt, oil pan, sump, baffle, clutch, flywheel. Those are the main things, and I priced them up right here for you guys. All right, now stage 2, continue on. I'm gonna need to intake inlet pipe, because that thing goes right onto the under manifold, and if you don't put it right there when you're assembling engine later on, it's pain in the butt to put it together. It takes a couple of hours because you have to take manifold off and all that stuff. And you have to put injectors in as you're building engines because it's just easier that way. Fuel rails that's over the injectors, you have to replace those because we're gonna push probably like 1400 cc injectors, so the anything above, you know, 1200 cc, you need to upgrade your OEM rails. Now motor mounts, of course you have to put a motor mounts. You're putting a motor in, might as well just put a good healthy mounts under it as the engine's getting built. This is the big item right here. I need 6-speed STI trainee, the transmission that's in the car right now. It's a WRX one. They call them glass transmission. They break. Let's say 400 would be the max that transmission can survive, so I'm not gonna push it. So from the beginning, I'll tell you what, as the engine's out, I say I'm gonna get a STI transmission, a rear differential, the 180, brakes and all of that. So pretty much I'm gonna find the STI, I'm gonna drop everything from underneath, roll my car over and put everything back up again, so it's a full STI under with the transmission and everything. That's so as you see, that's gonna be it. All the X's are marked. We went over, and so the stage 1, it's gonna cost me $11,400. $11,400 just for first stage, and that's pretty much price of my WRX. So if I sell my Bug Eye will pay, I'm thinking it's gonna sell between 11 and 12. It's gonna pay for the just stage 1, not counting the cost of the car, nothing, just a stage 1 build. Now stage 2, as the engine's getting built, I'll probably jump on the stage 2 the following month. You know, I'll do the stage 1 month, let's say a month later, I'll jump on the stage 2 and I'll purchase rims and tires, because once stage 1 and done and put in, I can put a semi-light tune in it and I can drive the car. At this point I need to make car look good, so I'm gonna have to find rims and tires. I say $1,000 each, and right here, if you're looking at my spreadsheet, the blue numbers right here, that's kind of estimated because I have to research more into exactly what those parts needs to be. Some parts I know exactly what they are and I just put them in black. And if you see the brand right here, those are determined. I know exactly what I want to get. They're just in black, I kind of know the price. The ones in blue highlighted, I kind of still need to do research and exactly what part I want to get, but those are estimated prices plus minus, you know, 10%. So stage 2, I'm gonna get rims, tires. I'm gonna get shock. The car is lowered right now, but I don't know what springs are on it, so I'm gonna need to get springs, shocks, or coilovers. That's a still decision for me to make. That's all I have for stage 2, and the stage 2 is gonna cost me $3,000. After that is done and the car is drivable and it's, you know, tested, we're gonna probably a month later or so, we're gonna jump into stage 3. That's gonna be pre-final stage, and that's another big one. So with stage 3, I'm gonna upgrade because car has a turbo right now, intercooler, all the, you know, stock stuff. Anyway. I'm gonna upgrade turbo. I'm still determining which one. There's a lot to decide on. It's gonna be intercooler, air intake. It's gonna be cold air built in, headers, up pipe, down pipe, exhaust, radiator. It's gonna be fuel pumps. It's gonna be dual Walbo 255s, fuel kit, flex fuel kit, boost controller, Grimspeed 3-port, of course, blow off valve, and external wastegate. Those are the stage 3 right here. You just saw it right there. And that's going to be $5,400, so $5,500 on top of that just for stage 3. That's pretty much going to conclude the car. Car's going to be drivable and it can be start tuned. That's a final stage. And probably a month later or so, I should be able to jump in and get sway bars, strut bars, bushings, and everything that's underneath. I'm gonna need to get 2 bucket seats. I'm gonna need to get the cage for the car, steering wheel, gauges, and of course Pro Tune. Pro Tune is $1,000 to $1,500, depending what shop you go. You drop the car off, a couple days later you pick it up and it's finalized. It's gonna have to be tuned to the pump gas 93. It's gonna have to be tuned to E85. It's kind of process for when everything is built like that. So, and the final stage is gonna cost me another $4,500, so about another 4.5. So the total is right here in the beginning where it says total, $24,350. So $25,000. Let's say it's a $25,000 just for the parts that I need to upgrade now. Okay, that doesn't count that it's the car. Paid $4,500 for the car itself, for the shell that I'm having in my garage, and another $500 worth of registration and all the taxes and all that stuff. So that's the $5,000 car. So $25,000 for the parts and upgrades, plus $5,000. That's $30,000 for the track car. The car that I'm gonna drive probably twice a month during the summer, and that's about it. That car is gonna be pretty much built for the track. It's not something you can take to work or have a daily driver, and it's only driven couple times a month, taken to the racetrack and brought back. That's about it. So at this point I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm gonna put $30,000 toy in the garage and it's just gonna sit there and I'm just gonna look at it all the time and every day, and that's kind of decision I have to make. Do I have money to build it? Yes. I can build that car within 4 months, 3-4 months. By that time summer's gonna be pretty much over, so this year's track time's gonna just fly by. This car's gonna spend some time tuning. By the time it's tuned and all, it's gonna, the fall or the winter comes, we get snow, salt and all that stuff. You don't want to take the car outside, so it's gonna spend the whole winter in the house, in the garage, and then I'll take it back. I'll take it on the track, probably start driving it in 2022. Do you want to have $30,000 just sitting in there for a year, just kind of waiting, and you just looking at it, walking by every day and just kind of looking and not driving? So that's kind of decision I have to make. It's a tough one. I always wanted the car. I feel like I want that car, but at the same time, you're looking at that. It's going to be $30,000 versus the bug eye that I'm it's already put together, done, finished, drives nice. So I'm more leaning towards not to build a WRX. I'm just gonna rebuild the engine back to factory, EJ255 OEM, put it back together, brand new 0 miles engine. I'm gonna sell that car, make some money on it, and I'm just gonna get a 6-speed STI transmission, rear differential and everything for my bug eye, put it in the bug eye, and then crank up the engine to a 400 wheel horsepower. And I think I'm just gonna do that and have fun with it. Maybe I'll do some weight reduction, maybe I'll put a cage in that and take it to the track. That's kind of thing that I'm maybe considering, but at this point I decided not to go forward with the white WRX because of just that $30,000. That bug eye I can daily drive and have fun with it, and it looks great, and that white one's gonna be more let's say specific to the driving, and it's not a daily driver. So anyway, For all of you, that's the information I have. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, so there's more Subaru WRX content, please subscribe to my channel, click a like button. I appreciate that a lot. It helps my channel a lot when you guys leave a comment and put a like. It just brings the channel up and helps me out a lot. For now, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, if you have more questions about the spreadsheets and information about this car or building, or if you want me to explain my process on a bug eye, shoot a comment. I'll be happy to. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.